Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I want to do a quick little video on a first impressions on a knife that I purchased the other day. It is the ESEE JG-3. This knife was designed by James Gibson. He's the same one that designed the Gibson axe here over my shoulder, as well as the JG5. He is one of their instructors at Randall's Adventure Training, and he is a knife maker. He has all kinds of stuff. You can go over to his website, Knob Creek Forge, and look it up. He is from Tennessee, still resides there, and does incredible work. He actually makes a custom version of this exact same knife that he sells through his forge. So let's talk a little bit about this real quick. If you look at it, it's kind of different. It's got a unique angle to it. It's not the normal straight blade that you see from ESEE. It's got a very, very unique constant curve on it. And I noticed right off the bat, holding this thing in your hand, that everything lines up perfectly in your hand and leading right straight into the blade. So, outstanding job, James. Outstanding job. The palm swell on this is very, very comfortable. This is a knife that, just judging by the feel of it, that you could use for a long time and not have to worry about a lot of hand fatigue or a lot of soreness through this area where the handle sits. It does have a sharpened 90-degree spine, and just what little bit I've messed with this puts the 90-degree spine on the PR4 to shame, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. So let's kick out some specs on this. It has an overall length of 7.63 inches. The blade from the handle to the tip is right at 3 3/8 inches. It is right at 1/8 of an inch thick. It's about the same thickness as the PR4. Instead of having a full flat, if you'll look at it, you'll notice right across the top there's a little bit of a spine there. So it is a flat grind, but it's not a full flat grind. It weighs, just the knife itself, 4.5 ounces. So it is very, very light, and that should lend, along with the size, to being a very comfortable knife to carry. Only complaint I've got so far is the sheath. I love ESEE's Camp Lore line sheaths. These just folded over taco style with a welt in it. I love the concept of these. The only problem is all they offer it in is right-handed. So they do make a left-handed version for this, but it's $40, $45. And if I'm going to spend that much for a left-handed sheath, I'm just going to go ahead and get a Kydex sheath that I can wear it any way I want it and not have to worry about having leather sheaths sitting around somewhere. So I've already got an Armitage carry sheath coming for this. Should be here within the next couple of days, hopefully. And when it gets here, I'll do a little video on it. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about the edge. It's sharp. Let me get you turned around here. It's like all ESEEs. When you get them, they're sharp. Not quite as polished out and smooth as I like my knives to be. But anyone who's followed this channel knows that I usually touch them up and reprofile them. I'm not going to reprofile this one. All I'm going to do, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I'll get it up here so you and try. If you notice, see the grind marks in it? It's like that on both sides. And what that is, it's where they're sharpened on a belt. They don't hand hone these, and they use a belt system to sharpen them, and that's why it has those grind marks in it. I'm going to take a fine stone to it, and with just a little bit of work on the Work Sharp precision angle sharpener, it won't take no time to polish that out to where you can see yourself in it. But once you do that, I'm sure it's going to cut a whole lot better. The reason I'm not going to reprofile this is I've played with it quite a bit already. And it makes just all kinds of curls. So that's the main reason why I'm not going to reprofile this one. I'm going to leave it alone and just polish it out and go from there. The 90-degree spine, let me get you tilted down just a little bit more here. Lends itself very well to scraping. And this is a really soft wood. It's cedar. So on something like fat wood, it would just eat it up. And as far as the spine on a ferro rod, it doesn't matter whether you're back here, you're up toward the tip, it showers sparks. So outstanding job on that. They really knocked that out of the park. So size wise, where does this come in? Well, let's throw a couple others out here. Throw these out there, they're kind of in the same area. You've got the ESEE on the bottom and the Azula 2 on the top. This comes in kind of right smack dab in the middle. The handle size, if you look at it next to ESEE, not a whole lot of difference in the handle size. If you look, and overall, maybe a ½ inch longer blade on the ESEE than the JG-3. Part of the reason for that is because of the choil. If you look, that choil knocks a lot of the blade down, but when you line up the actual edge, they're almost identical in length. How does it stack up to the Azula? Well, there's the two of them side by side. You've got a whole lot more handle real estate on the JG-3 and a whole lot of blade length difference. That's probably 3/4 of an inch difference in the blade length, maybe a little more. One thing that I found that I really enjoyed is the way this is shaped right here. It allows you to get it comfortably in the hand, but yet get right up on that edge to do fine tasks. Whereas with the ESEE, as you notice, nowhere near as much handle sticking out the back unless you choke up on it, and then you have to choke up on it to get up on that edge like you do on the JG-3. And over time, this little piece there, over time, especially if you're doing a lot of pressing with it, it will actually start to hurt your finger. And as far as the Azula, there's no way to get right up on that edge because of that right there. And that little piece right there is actually what holds the retention and keeps it in the sheath. So That's got to be there. There are several knives in that Camp Lore series, and I know they get a lot of recommendations. They are just very, very well done when it comes to lending themselves to bushcraft and so forth. I know the little, I think it's CR 2.5 maybe. I know that's a very popular knife. I've seen a lot of people do custom handles for them, pocket sheaths, stuff like that. And it falls just below this in the Camp Lore series. I ordered this knife from Justin at the Gear Shack, the same individual I got my Work Sharp Precision Adjust sharpener from. I called him, told him I was looking for one. He said, I don't have one in stock. A couple of days later, he called me and said, hey, I've got one coming. And once it got there, paid him for it. It shipped out on Wednesday, and I got it on Thursday. Now, granted, he's in northern Kentucky, but still, for free shipping, I got it in a day from the time it left the shop till the time it got here. So go over, check Justin's page out. If you don't see what you're looking for, give him a call, because usually he can have it pretty quick. I know some of the knives are on back order, and that's beyond his control. He can't help that. But usually I get most of my knives through Smoky Mountain Knife Works. He undercut Smoky Mountain Knife Works by $12 and had free shipping, and it was here in 24 hours plus maybe. So definitely, if you're up in northern Kentucky, up into Ohio and everything, probably be able to beat Smoky Mountain Knife Works and get it to you a whole lot faster. But go over and check Justin out. The Gear Shack, spelled SHAK, and see what he's got. So there you go. First impressions, very pleased. Look forward to getting the other sheath in and getting some belt time with it. Just playing with it here. As you can see, I've already made a bunch of shavings with it and still not done. I'm going to rework the edge and polish it out, and then go back and see what it does from there. So there you go. Like, share, subscribe. Check out Justin at the Gear Shack, and I'll get another one up for you soon.